class. Today is our first lesson of Saxon Math Book 3. And today we're going to learn about the months and the years and all about the calendar. So, I have a chart here that shows all 12 months and their number and how many days are in each of the 12 months. Because you guys are going to learn today that there is more than one way to write the date, okay? So, I want you to notice a couple of things. Let's start by looking at the days. Most of the months have how many days?
30.
Or?
0.
You see zeros up there?
1.
30 or 31, right? Most of our months have either 30 or 31 days. But there's one special month up there. What can you tell me about it? Which
February?
one? February. How many days does February have?
28 and 29.
Yes, February normally has 28 days. If February has 28 days, that is called a common year. Because 3 out of every 4 years, February has 28 days. Once every 4 years, February has 29 days, and that is called a leap year. We add an extra day to make up for the fact that otherwise we'd lose a day every 4 years. Because 1 year consists actually of 365 and 1/4 day. So every 4 years we have to add that extra day in, okay? So February is our special month. I always remember February is the special month because it's my birthday month. So I like February, I think that's a cool month. But every other month has 30 or 31 days, so it's kind of easy to remember. You need to know that a common year has 365 days. So if anybody ever asks you how many days are in a year, we usually assume they're talking about a common year, and so we say 365 days. A leap year has 1 extra day. So how many days would be in a leap year?
29.
No, that's the month of February.
339.
So a common year has 365 days.
300.
So a leap year.
366.
A leap year has 1 extra day. Oh, not 600, 300.
That would be
366 days are in a leap year. So this is a common year, and this is a leap year. Okay? All right, so we have a poem that we say that helps us remember how many days are in each month. And it kind of, there's a little rhythm to it, a little jingle. So we say, 30 days hath September. I want you to say that with me. Ready? 30 days hath September. Now my turn. April, June, and November. Say that with me. April, June, and November. Now we're going to put the whole thing together. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. Let's try it one more time. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. Now the next line is, all the rest have 31. Your turn.
All the rest have 31.
Okay, so let's do the whole thing up to that point. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except, what am I going to say?
No, February.
Except February, which has 28 days and 29 each leap year. Okay? Let's do the whole thing.
Oh, no.
I'll do it with you. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except February, which has 28 days and 29 each leap year. So we'll continue practicing that here. If you are at home, you should pause the camera and practice that rhyme, or reverse a little bit and go over it with me some more times until you've got that rhyme down. However, I have a second trick, because for some people the rhyme works really good, but for other people, they use their hands to remember. So notice on your hands how you have knuckles, and then there's a space in between each of your knuckles. Point to those on your hands. Point to the spaces in between your knuckles. Yeah, you got it. So we can use our knuckles and the spaces in between to remember our months. Every time we point to a knuckle, that's a month with 31 days. Your knuckle kind of pokes up, you remember that has an extra day, 31 days. Every time you're in between your knuckles, that month doesn't have 31 days.
30.
So most of them are 30, except we're going to say February too, and February doesn't have 30, so we still have to remember that February is a special month, okay? It's my birthday, remember that it's a special month. All right, so we put our hands together like this, and we point to our knuckle, and then the space, and then our knuckle, and then the space, knuckle, space, knuckle, and then here, no space. We go right to another knuckle. So we go this knuckle, and then we point to this knuckle, and then space, knuckle, space, knuckle, space, knuckle. And while we point to those, we say the months. So we start with January, 31 days, because it's on the knuckle, right? February, special month, not 30, but it has 28 days or 29. March, it's on a knuckle, so how many days does that have? 31. April, 30, it's in between the knuckle. May, 31, it's on a knuckle. June, 30, it's in between the knuckle. July, 31, it's on a knuckle. August, 31, because it's on a knuckle, you got it. September, 30, October, 31, November, 30, December, 31, and then we're done. So if you're doing your homework and they want to know how many days are in October, you can go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's on a knuckle. That has 31 days. So that's a good little trick to have up your sleeves as well.
When's Christmas?
Okay. Christmas, what month is Christmas in? December, you got it. All right, so there are 3 ways that you can write the date. So I'm going to show you, and we are going to use a holiday. We're going to use Independence Day as our date that we use. So Independence Day, the day that we watch fireworks and have cookouts and all kinds of fun things, that is on July 4th, and the first Independence Day, the day they actually signed the Declaration of Independence, was 1776. So that's the date that I have here, July 4th, 1776. This is one way to write it. We use the month, then we write the day, then we put a comma there to separate the day from the year, and then we write the year. There's a second way to write it. Instead of writing the month, we can find July here, and we can see that it's the 7th month. If you don't have a chart in front of you, it's really helpful to have your months memorized so that you can just say January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 months. So July is the 7th month. Please hold your pencil. And then we put a slash there. So this stands for July. Then we put the day, which is the 4th, and we do another slash, and then we do the year, but we can cheat on the year. We only have, actually not in this one, sorry. We can cheat on the year, but we usually only do that for the 1900s and the 2000s. So I'm actually going to write 1776, because if I just wrote 76, they might think this was July 4th of 1976, and that would be wrong. So July 4th, 1776. That's a second way. Which way do you think is easier? the number way, right? Because here, sometimes, July is not a very long month, but sometimes you have to spell out November or September. That's a lot of letters. So this is kind of, this is the quick way.
Or July.
There is a third way. We could also say, and we do this a lot for this particular day because it's a holiday, we call it the 4th of July. And then we would write out, put a little comma there, 4th of July, 17.
Century.
Nope.
Century.
1776.
But that's also
So
long.
that's really long. This way we don't usually do. If we have to write the date on our paper, we don't usually write it out with words. But you can. So writing something with words is the third way we can write the date. We can write it this way with words and numbers. We can write it this way with only numbers, or we can write it this way with only words. Mostly what you're going to practice this year in 3rd grade is writing it with numbers. First of all, it's the easiest. Secondly, that's your new skill this year. You'll practice this year writing it with numbers, and then you'll be a pro and you'll understand what all the grown-ups are talking about when they write their dates with numbers. Yes, sir? You already learned that? Yeah, that's because you've been doing Saxon Math for a while. So some of this is review, if you've already done Saxon Math before. Yes, sir? Same thing, you've practiced that way? That is wonderful. Okay, so we have another skill that we're going to talk about, and that is ordinal numbers. And my guess is you've done this before, but you maybe didn't know what it was.
Wait, this?
Nope, ordinal numbers talks, basically ordinal is a big fancy word for order. Know how ordinal and order kind of sound alike?
Yeah.
So ordinal numbers talks about first, second, what comes next?
Third.
Third. Those are ordinal numbers, okay? So what ordinal number comes after 4th?
5.
5th. Right, we don't say 5, we say 5th. What ordinal number comes after 11th?
12.
So the reason we talk about that with the calendar is because when we're looking at the calendar here, now I set up the month of September because that's the first month we'll be doing school this year. And here is our calendar numbers. I don't say September 1, I say September 1st. I don't say September 24, I say September 24th. We add that little TH at the end of the number for all of our dates. So we use ordinal numbers when we're talking about calendar dates. Okay? Alright, so this is a calendar, and I am guessing most of you have seen a calendar before. Calendars are set up with the month at the top. And then they're split into 7 columns. This up and down here, this is called a column. And I remember that because on a house, sometimes if you have a house, you might have a column that holds up a little roof over your front door, right? These are columns, they go up and down. Okay? Column. So on our calendar, 5, 12, 19, and 26, those line up in a column. 3, 10, 17, and 24, that's a different column. Our calendar is also made up of rows. Rows go this way. All right, so if you're seated in a row at church or at a concert, your chairs are seated like this. We might have chairs set up in a row, side to side. You're gonna sit in a row with your family at the movie theater. Yes?
There would usually be a row and a column because...
So in our calendar, he said there's column? Yes. Oftentimes we have rows and columns. So here's our rows. How many rows do we have on the calendar here?
7? No.
How many rows, not columns?
5?
So we have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. Calendars typically have 5 rows. Every once in a while, if you have a 31-day month and it starts on a Saturday, you end up needing a 6th row. But typically we have 5 rows. And then how many columns is our calendar made up of?
Wait, column 2.
Columns. How many columns? The vertical columns.
7.
Why do you think we have 7 columns in a calendar?
I don't know. 1, 1, 2.
We have 7. You're correct. Why do you think we have 7? Look at what's at the top.
Because there are 7 days in a week.
There are 7 days in a week. So that's why we set up our calendar with 7 columns, because here we have a column for Sunday, column for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So 7 columns go with 7 days in a week.
What if it's a row?
Parents at home, our next activity is to make a calendar of whatever month it is for you. We are going to make our calendar for August, because that is what month we're filming this in. But whenever you happen to watch this video, you can set up a simple blank calendar here. I just used a ruler and a pen and some printer paper. Make sure you leave space for them to write the month at the top. And then we are going to fill in the days for, again, whatever month it is. We're doing August of 2020, so we'll be filling in 31 days for August. Whatever month you are in at home, feel free to use that month so that it's relevant for your child. Next, we're going to fill in any special events that are happening in this month. So for August, if we have any August birthdays in the family, we'll fill that out. Probably the first day of school is going to get filled out for August. Any other holidays or special events that your family is doing, you'll fill that out on your calendar at home. That is the end. Nope, it's not quite the end. Let's go ahead and do the examples, and then we'll turn the video off, and we're going to work at on our calendar here at my house. This year I happen to have 2 3rd graders, so you will get the benefit of me actually teaching them and videoing throughout this year as I put up these YouTube math lessons. So that's kind of fun. You get to hear what they say, and I might have better questions since I'm actually trying to teach live students in this. So let's start with our first example question. They want to know how many days are there from the 4th of the month to the 12th of the month. And it says use your calendar. So we're going to use this calendar. So how many days are there from the 4th to the 12th? I'll point to them. I want you guys to count, and you at home as well. So we're not going to count the 4th, because from here to here is 1 day. So we jump and we say 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So how many days are there from the 4th to the 12th? 8 days, correct, 8 days. The next example question is, what date is 1 week after the 6th? So find the 6th.
By 7.
Right there by the 7, right? It's on a Sunday. What is the date 1 week later?
12?
You think that's 1 week later?
No.
It's really close. It's the end of this same week. So remember, each row is 1 whole week. So if we want to go 1 week later,
13.
we have to go down to the 13th. Okay? What about 1 week after the 10th? Find the 10th. What's 1 week later?
Um,
Remember, do we have to count 7 days?
No.
Or can we just look down the column?
Oh,
17.
17.
So yeah, we can just look down the column.
17.
See? So 1 week after the 10th is September 17th. 1 week before the 10th.
It's 11.
No, that would be 1 day after.
17.
1 week before. 1 week after is the 17th.
What?
Where do you think we have to go for a week before?
9.
That's a day before. What about a whole week before?
3.
Yeah, you got it. We go up. So a week before would be the 3rd. A week after would be the 17th. Let's see. Gabriel, pick a day. Any number on there.
March 12th.
Okay, he picked the 12th. What is the date 2 weeks after the 12th?
26.
The 26th. We jump down 1 week, 2 weeks. You got it. If you got that at home, give yourself a high five.
Yeah.
High five, boys. If you are following along with the Saxon Book 3 at your house, there are some lesson practice problems. Kids, please do those along with your parents. They're all about the calendar. If you'd like to keep my calendar up here and pause so that you can kind of look at that, that'd be great. Or I'm sure Mom and Dad have a calendar on their phone that you can use. And then it would be time to do your written practice, which is on page 11 and 12. I hope you have a wonderful first day of school. I miss you. I cannot wait to see you in person. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.